stupid that you're the captain? No, I don't mean like, like, you know,
How do you mean?
Okay, I don't mean like, do you ever think it's stupid that you're the supervisor? Of course you're the supervisor. I just mean, do you ever think it's stupid that you're called the captain?
No, Jeff, I don't.
Okay, but there's no other ranks.
What?
Well, see, everybody else in the company is just a guard, right? But you're the captain. Like, you see what I mean? Like, why aren't you a corporal? Why did they skip right up to captain? Or why aren't you just the supervisor?
Because this is a security company, Jeff.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
And sometimes the people working at this company do actually have to provide security for the building that they're working in.
I know that.
Well,
I do my part.
I don't think it's entirely inappropriate for a semi-military organization to borrow a little military vernacular.
We're not a semi-military.
Semi-military, semi-police, whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to call it anything.
It's not like anybody's calling me captain anyway, so what does it matter to you?
It doesn't. I'm just trying to make conversation.
Well, why you gotta be making conversation? I'm just sitting here. You feel like you gotta say stupid shit to me because I'm in the goddamn room. I'll be on my way. You can go back to your crossword puzzle.
What's the matter with you? Lighten up. I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. How's your brother doing? Well, I can see that you probably don't want to talk about that right now, but, you know, I was thinking about it today, and no, seriously, it was, and I'm not just being, you know, I'm not just being cavalier about this, but I was thinking about it today, and I thought that when you go and you talk to the cops, that you should just go in there and tell the truth, you know, for what it's worth. And, you know, and I know that, and I know you probably don't care what I think, but you did ask for my opinion last night, and I realized that I wasn't very helpful, so today I thought about it some more, and that's what I think that you should do, you know, and I realize that you probably don't want to hear this at all right now, but, you know, I just wanted to let you know that I appreciated that you took me into your confidence, you know, because it made me feel like you considered me as a friend. You're not sorry you told me, are you?
Yeah, Jeff, I'm a little sorry.
Come on, man. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna tell anybody. You can trust me.
Okay, Jeff? My brother's had a rough time. And he just doesn't have the strength of character to be able to meet a lot of the situations he's found himself in. You know, which is not an excuse. But he didn't make those situations either. And, you know, I'm a big believer in personal responsibility, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't like to say this usually, but, you know, sometimes I just think he never had a chance because he has a very average personality. Now, me, I'm very disciplined. That's just my nature. I've always been that way. So when all these criminals used to come around our house and try to tempt me, I would stay away. But how can I be, you know, taking credit for something I did when I was just a little kid? You know, I can't be patting myself on the back for something I did or did not do when I was 10 years old. That's absurd. No, but he was more like a regular kid. So when all these criminals used to come around our house and try to tempt him, well, he got sucked up and that was it. Now, if they hadn't been around, he would have been a so-called normal man, probably inflicting lawful misery on someone in the corporate world or what have you. I'm just exhausted. I really am.
You must be.
Anyway, it's neither here nor there.
When do you gotta go talk to the cops?
I already talked. Spoke with them this morning.
Oh. Wow, I didn't realize that. So how did that go?
It went fine, Jeff.
Did you get to talk to your brother at all?
No, but I spoke with his attorney, which was very interesting. And he put kind of a whole new perspective on the situation for me.
Oh, yeah, well, what did he say?
Well, he said a lot of things. But I had kind of a hard time following, because for the first 15 minutes of the conversation or so, he had my brother mixed up with another case.
Are you kidding?
No, didn't know my name, didn't know my brother's name. Then he was like, oh, yeah, you're that case, all right.
Are you?
So after that, I had kind of a hard time following some of the details of this defense he was outlining.
Are you kidding me?
No, then I went and I spoke to these two detectives for about, 2.5 hours, something like that. Then I went home, called my parents, talked to my mom for a while, talked to my father for about 5 minutes, talked to my wife, fended off all of her questions. I had to have a brief conversation about our relationship for some reason. Called my Uncle Paul, talked to him for a while. Then I took about a 3-minute bath, ate some dinner, put on my uniform, and now I'm here. And to be honest with you, Jeff, I'm glad to be here. Because for whatever reason, I find your presence to be very soothing. I mean, you're probably the most laid-back person I've spoken to all day. Probably the most laid-back person I know. Which, most of the time I do find to be somewhat irritating, to tell you the truth, but right now, I find it to be very calming.
Well, thanks, man. I'm glad you're here too. So what did you say?
I told him I was at the movies.
Okay, wait, I don't understand. So wait, what happened? Now you think your brother didn't do it?
I know he didn't do it.
Oh,
Because I was at the movies with him.
okay, yeah, no, I understand.
Understand what? No, what do you understand?
I understand that you were at the movies.
That's right.
Okay. Well, no, I just mean, it's just that
It's just what? Jeff, what do you have, do you have something you want to say to me?
No,
Do you have some helpful suggestion?
No, I don't.
I know you don't.
It's just that, William, I don't like saying this, William, but I feel like it's my civic duty to
So
go-
you're what?
Okay, no.
No, since when have you had a sense of civic duty?
Okay, maybe not
Since
my
when have
civic
you had a
duty.
sense of duty, period?
I have a sense of duty. It's just that, what if he really did it?
What do you mean, what if he really did it? I was at the movies with him.
Okay, yes.
I mean, I can't participate in this. No, I will participate in a fair trial, but I cannot participate in this.
Yeah,
I mean, you hear about this shit all of the fucking time, man. I mean, you hear about guys who go to jail, well, because their lawyer was asleep in court. Or because they forgot to file some fucking deposition. Or because they have about 200 cases apiece and 5 minutes for each one. And then these cops, they pull you into this room, and you have to make up your mind right then and there what you're gonna say. And I don't know if he did it or not, Jeff. I just know I couldn't do it to him, okay? No, my whole life I've told the truth. I always tell the truth because I believe in that, okay? I mean, you don't have to worry about whether the world is good or bad because I know it's goddamn bad. I mean, you just do the best you can and let the chips fall where they may. I couldn't do it to him, Jeff. I couldn't do it to him. And I really don't need you asking me, well, what if he did it? Because that's all I can fucking think about.
I understand. I wouldn't know what to do either. I probably would have done the same exact thing.
Sorry.
Look,
I apologize, no.
You don't need to apologize.
Anyways, so then I went and I saw Big Bill, and he just asked me straight up, is it true? And I looked at him, and I said, yeah, Bill, it's true. And he looked at me real tough and what have you, and he said, well, don't bullshit me, William. And I said, Bill, I'm not. And he just sat back, and he said, okay, man, I believe you. knows me.
Yeah, okay, but what
No,
if...
see, I was thinking, I was talking to my Uncle Paul, and he was saying how we should just put our heads together and try to find my brother a decent lawyer, somehow scrape together some money or find someone who would want to take the case pro bono. No, but I mean, he thinks I was with him. They all think I was. They don't understand the situation. Anyway, if we could just find a decent lawyer somehow, I would feel a whole lot more confident just letting things proceed as they will.
I think that's a great idea. I really think that you should do that.
Anyway, we should not talk about this anymore.
Well, I mean, we already have, so, I mean...
I know, and, well, if anybody, asked you about this, could you hold off? Well, if you're comfortable, that is. I talked to you about this and I shouldn't have. It's not your fault, it's my fault. But I need a little bit more time, to try to find him a decent lawyer so at least has a chance.
Yeah. Of course. Hey, good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, William, how you doing?
All right? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, you mind if I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Fine.
So, listen, I think you're gonna get some very interesting news tomorrow. I talked to the detectives after you left. I told them I know you, and I told them I believed you. But this'll amuse you actually. I even went to the ADA's office, and I told them I'd vouch for you. Huh? I mean, the guy wasn't exactly thrilled to see me either. They don't exactly like strange cops walking into their office, telling them who to charge, who not to charge, but I figured, what the hell? Somebody doesn't stick up for your brother, they're gonna lock him away with some very unpleasant characters, and that's gonna be it for him.
Bill, I really appreciate that.
No, don't worry about that. I just think what you and your brother both gotta think about is that if he didn't have an alibi, and if I didn't know you think about this kid's character, and you think, well, I could see him doing something like that someday. So if not this time, then when?
I know. Bill,
Yeah, it's just something to chew on, okay, buddy? I'll see you later. Jeff, I'm going up to 22J. That's 22J.
Would you mind signing in for me? Okay, never mind, I'll do it. Hey, so what happened?
Tell you later.
Sure, if you want to come by after you're done with your rounds.
Yeah, maybe after.
So, but is everything okay? Like,
I'll
what
tell you later, Jeff.
How's it going, Dawn?
Fine.
Susie, is he just doing this to torture you now?
Oh, he's showing me who's boss.
Which would be him, right? I assume.
I guess so.
Well, someday your turn will come. Someday you'll be having sex with some guy upstairs, and your rookie partner will be downstairs learning who's boss from you. I'm sorry. But seriously though, how are things down at the station? Pretty tough?
No. I don't care if people know about my private business. It's their problem if they think it's interesting. What really bothers me is the illegality of this.
Of course.
Do you know how much trouble he'd be in if I told anyone about this?
So why don't you say something?
Believe me, just don't do that. Now, can you change the subject?
Sure. Sorry. Hey, how's that guy you beat up? I'm sorry.
It's fine. I think he's gonna lose the eye.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Why?
because I hit him in it. That's why. So now they think he's gonna lose the eye or go blind, and him and his wife are suing me, the police department, and practically anybody who's worked for the city of New York. I mean, he was totally charging me. He weighed about 500 pounds, and he was drunk out of his mind, but who cares about that, right?
But they can't win though. I mean,
No, if nobody backs me up, they can.
how long have you been on the force now?
3 months.
Well, you've racked up quite a few accomplishments in a short amount of time.
I know, right?
Well, you missed a really great game today.
Oh yeah?
Actually, it was only so-so. They fell apart in the second half.
Yeah. I watched some of it on TV.
I thought you didn't like basketball.
I don't. My father had it on.
Oh, do you live with them?
Who, my parents? No. No. I looked for you in the crowd though, they didn't show you.
Yeah, I told them to stop filming me all the time. People want to watch the game, They're sick of seeing me all the time. How did Jeff react to that call? What did Jeff think of that play? It's enough already.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I couldn't really concentrate on it too well. I am having trouble concentrating on anything so well these days.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, my friend Scott, from when I was a kid, he's getting married in a few days, and so I've got to arrange this bachelor party for him, which has been a huge pain in the ass.
Oh, what are you guys gonna do? Go to a topless place or something?
Who knows? I hate bachelor parties. It's just a bunch of guys sitting around some apartment drinking beer and watching porno movies. I mean, it makes me sick. It really just disgusts me.
You would love the police force.
No, I don't think I would. Hey, did I tell you I saw a really nice apartment today? Oh, see, I've been looking for my own place to. I live with my brother Marty. Wait, I didn't tell you about this?
No.
So I live with my brother Marty and his wife and 2 kids in Astoria. And they're great and everything, but now that I'm getting back on my feet a little bit, I've been thinking I want to find my own place. So today, I saw this one apartment that was really nice, and if everything goes well, I'm going to be able to move in the first of the month, which will be amazing. My own little kitchen and everything. Oh, hey, do you like to cook at all?
Not really. Not much.
Oh, well, yeah, I love to cook.
My mother's a good cook. Really good. Only, it's not like it's free,
No, what do you mean?
No, it's always just like, gee, Mom, is there anything about my life that I'm doing right?
Oh, really?
Like, she's always making these little comments.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, but not just to me, to everybody. Like, there's always something wrong with every little thing that you do, and she has all these little ways of putting everybody down, and then she's miserable because no one wants to hang out with her. I swear to God, she's nuts.
Yeah, my old man was
And my
very
dad,
sick.
he just sits there, right? Like, nothing even bothers him, right?
Uh-huh.
And my mom is sitting there, and she's making all these little backhanded remarks about everyone, like his mother and his father and everybody in his family and his personal habits, right?
Uh-huh.
And I asked him, I said, how can you sit there all day long and listen to that shit? And he said, listen to what? What am I gonna do? Get divorced? I can't stop her. Let her make herself miserable. I just think about other things when she's talking.
See, that is the great attitude to have.
I sure don't have it.
Yeah, me neither. But, I can really relate to that story because, my old man was kind of similar in a lot of regards
What,
to that.
like putting people down all the time?
Okay, well, not exactly putting people down, but just very, very difficult to get along with. And I'll tell you something. I really used to resent
You're
him. I
really
really
resented.
Yeah, but now that he's gone and that I don't gotta hear it anymore, you sort of start to reevaluate it a little bit. Like there's a lot of traits that I think I could really pick up from. And I mean, there's a lot of things I admire about his whole generation,
Definitely.
I mean, like he was tough. I mean, like really tough. And when he talked, he didn't just talk. You know, he did it, which is pretty fortunate in a way because when he did talk, he didn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. If you know what I mean. I mean, his opinions were pretty underdeveloped, but you have to admire that kind of character.
Definitely.
My goal is to acquire that type of backbone and self-assurance without becoming as, you know, as ossified as that. Like, can you inspire people and you know, stand up for what you believe in without, you know, and still be like, you know, an open-minded person? See, that is my question.
I don't know.
But
I
see,
don't
if you
feel
like
like
it-
you like.
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know what
I
I was
didn't mean to
going.
interrupt.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
See, okay, so what I was gonna say, well, you know, I had some really interesting thing I was gonna say, but now I forgot.
That's okay. You don't have to be interested all the time. I'll still like you.
Anyway, what was I gonna say?
I was gonna say that,
Well, I mean, if you look at it in another way, you know, I think for some people that's like a form of weakness, you know.
What is?
Yeah. Okay. No. If you like, for example, like take your partner for example.
What about him?
Nothing. It's just that he's a very self-assured person, but also he's like a total fucking scumbag. And I'm wondering if you can have one without the other. You know what I mean? Anyway, I can see that you probably don't want to talk about that right now.
I don't care. It must be nice for it all to be a theory.
What do you mean?
I mean, it must be nice to sit here and watch other people getting squeezed to death by their own dumbass mistakes and sit around and think about how interesting it all is.
It's not just a theory. Hey, don't be like your mother.
I'm not like my mother.
I'm just a very empathetic person, Dawn, and to tell you the honest truth, I feel a little bit responsible for the situation
You're not
you're in.
responsible.
Because if I
I'm
would've just
totally
kept-
responsible.
Yeah, but if I would have just kept my big mouth shut, then things never would have escalated to this point. I mean, I just hate to see guys like that get away with shit like that because that's the kind of stuff that I want to get away with, only I don't know how they do it.
That's how you want to be? You want to be like him?
Okay, no, not exactly. But in a way, yeah. I mean, the guy has no qualms about anything. He does whatever he wants. He gets whatever he wants, and as far as I can see, he feels just fine about it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind being a little bit like that, would you?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. Do you have any idea what I've been going through?
You're right. I'm sorry.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's gonna come back down here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what he wants from me. All I did was tell him I don't want to sit down here while he's upstairs with her, and he's supposed to be working, and he went fucking nuts. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
What can you do?
I don't know. Maybe he won't go through with it.
Go through with what? Go through with what?
He said
What?
he's gonna get me kicked off the force unless I'm really nice to him.
Nice. Like nice, or okay, what does he mean?
Oh, gee, Jeff, I don't know. What do you think he means?
Are you serious?
Yeah, we got a big date tonight after work.
Okay, but isn't that like sexual harassment or something?
No, actually, I think it's called rape.
Rape.
Rape? Sexual coercion? I don't know what it's called.
Okay, what do you mean you don't know what it's called? You're a cop. Aren't you supposed to know the names of all the different crimes?
Jesus Christ, what difference does it make?
Well, it just means like, isn't there a committee that you can talk to? Like,
I
can't
don't
you talk
think
to him
it'd
and
be too
say
sympathetic.
Okay, but why not?
Because I was already with him, Jeff, okay? And everybody knows about it. So 2 days later, I'm gonna turn around and complain about it?
But I mean, just God damn.
What's the big deal? I got myself into this, now I'm in it. Maybe he won't go through with it, you know? Maybe he'll be too tired. I still can't believe he would do something like this. But let's face it, I gotta be the worst judge of character in the history of the fucking earth. I mean, can you believe this? 2 days ago, I'm practically in love with the guy, and now he's telling me what's gonna happen when it doesn't, but that is not happening. Let him get me kicked off the force, let him try. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna be one of those, oh yeah, I let him rape me because I didn't know what else to do. I'd rather be dead, okay? I just gotta figure this out, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I gotta do something. I have to figure out what it is.
I wish I could do something to help you.
Yeah, so do I. It's okay, I just gotta calm down. Hey, did your friend William tell you what happened to his brother?
He told me his brother was arrested.
Nice, huh?
It's terrible.
I don't know, Jeff. You wouldn't believe some of the people in this world, you know? You wouldn't believe what they do to each other, and I've only been doing it for 3 months.
Yeah, but at least you can do something about it. I mean, like, at least you can try and help people, like, sometimes.
Well, that's what they tell you, but it really depends. Like, it depends on a lot of things. Depends on who you're working with, that's for one. That's what's so crazy about this whole thing with Bill.
What? How do you mean?
Because this guy is supposedly, like, a genius cop. Like, you know, he's on the list to get his gold shield, you know, to become a detective.
Yeah, I know. I watch TV.
Okay, but it's not so easy unless you go through narcotics or some of the other branches. I mean, he's always going out of his way. Like the whole thing with your friend's brother, Bill totally diffused the whole situation. Everybody's talking about it. He didn't have to do that. That's not his case. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. What do you mean he diffused it?
Well, you know, because they were practically ready to hang this kid, and I just hope he's right.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I hope he's right, because if not, he's helping this kid get away with murder.
So wait, okay, I don't understand. What happened? Now they're just gonna release him?
Yeah, supposedly.
Why would they do that?
Because his alibi checked out? Because your friend was with him in the night of question. Or he said, why, you know something about it they don't?
No, he didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it, you know, he just told me that he heard his brother was arrested. He didn't tell me any of the details about it, you know?
Oh,
So wait, they're just gonna release the guy because Bill tells them to? That doesn't seem very systematic.
no, they obviously don't do that. They ask a million questions, especially a family member, but they obviously believed him. And Bill believes him, and that definitely helps. And I mean, this one was horrible. Do you know that they all raped her? They beat her up so bad that her own best friend couldn't ID the body. And then they just stuffed her in the closet and let her die. Do you know that she had 3 kids?
Yeah, I overheard Bill saying something about that.
What are they supposed to do now?
What will they do?
As far as I know, they're going to social services. There were no other relatives. Do you want to know what else happened in the neighborhood this week? Because I could just go down the list.
No thanks.
They say summer's when it gets real bad. Or at least that's what everyone's telling me, so can't wait for that. If I make it that long.
Hey, you will.
But I'll tell you something, Jeff. Whoever did that, if just once in a while I could have something to do with catching somebody like that and making sure they get what they deserve, I would definitely feel like my life was well spent.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. I've seen you guys go by the past few weeks, and it's just, I don't know, man. I gotta get out of this situation.
What situation?
This job situation. I think it's starting to drive me crazy. And I know that you've been having some trouble at work right now.
Slightly.
Yeah, but you know, at least you're doing something about it. At least you're trying to do something about it. But you know, I got nothing. I got no family. It just makes me feel like I wanna go out there and do something. You know, like help somebody, contribute, or you know, like I don't know, work with kids or. Okay, well I don't particularly like kids, but you know what I mean.
Well, you can still be useful. It doesn't have to be your life's work.
Yeah, but that's what's so great about you guys, is that it is your life's work. It's your life's work. It's not just your spare time. And you know, it's just that, I just think it's inspiring to see somebody go through something like that, because then it makes me feel like I can do that. And I know you're having trouble right now, but I want you to know that I just think that you inspire me, because you're trying to make a difference, and you're going through all that because you're trying to do something, you know?
Thank you.
Friends?
Definitely.
So, listen. I have a hypothetical situation I want to ask you about.
Okay.
This whole thing with William kind of reminds me about this, so I wanted to ask. So suppose you have a friend, and a close relative of his is arrested for a very serious crime. So a close relative of his is arrested for a very serious crime, and that relative is using your friend as an alibi, kind of like William's brother did, only in this case it isn't true. Your friend was not with the relative at the time of the crime, but that doesn't mean that the guy did it. It just means he doesn't have a good alibi, and he's afraid he's going to go to jail. Are you with me?
Yes.
So, ordinarily, your friend is a very upright kind of guy. Again, kind of like William, but hypothetical. Someone who would never ordinarily lie for this relative, but he's not sure if his relative is guilty, or if it's frame up, or what. And then he meets with the relative's lawyer, and it's one of those court-appointed lawyers, and the guy is just completely incompetent and out of it, like he's drunk, and he can't remember the client's name or any of the details of the case. Like he might as well not even have a lawyer. This guy is so bad. Are you following me?
I'm following you.
So now, my friend, he starts talking to the cops, and without realizing it, he starts backing up his brother's story, his relative, whatever, because he can't just bring himself to just throw his brother, his relative, whatever, to the wolves, and based on the strength of his argument, or for whatever reason, the detectives decide that the relative is a solid citizen and the charges won't hold up in court, okay? A lot of similarities to the William thing.
What's your question?
So, okay, my question is, how is anybody supposed to expect my friend, my imaginary friend or whatever, not to back up his relative's story? Considering the fact that he is a human being, and that he has feelings, and that no matter what he thinks the right thing to do is, he's still got to answer to the parents and all the rest of it. Okay, and then by the same token, what do you think? Okay, my question is, what if I know the story is bullshit because he told me so, but nobody even knows I know anything about this? Okay, so well, see, this is all for an idea for a novel I have, see, and for the guy and for the character that would be playing me. I don't know I'm not sure what he should do. You know, it's not his brother, my brother, but now the relative's being released, and they're not sure if he's a murderer, and they don't know what to do.
Well, that's why they have trial by jury, Jeff.
Yeah, but they don't, because the lawyer is no good.
Well, then you do something about that, but you can't just lie to the police.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Okay, so like what?
Well, if the guy was really drunk, you can try asking for a different lawyer. You can try asking the judge.
Okay, but what if he wasn't literally drunk? What if I just use that as an extreme example?
Well, if he wasn't really drunk, or you can't prove he was drunk, or something really serious like that, they're probably not going to give you another lawyer because they have no reason to. They don't offer you a selection. If you can't afford a lawyer, they appoint you one, period. So
Okay, so then why should my friend tell the truth? Or why should I?
because you have to. That's all. Because there's no other way to do it, because it's not your responsibility.
It is my responsibility. It's somebody's
It's your
responsibility.
responsibility to tell the truth.
Okay, but why? If the city doesn't care about its responsibility to provide a decent defense for the guy,
Because the
then
city didn't deliberately give him a shitty lawyer. That's just an individual flaw in the system.
It's not just a flaw in the system. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
It
but it's
happens
not
all
your
the time, unless you can
can't-
afford your own
you can't-
attorney.
If you don't like it,
Well, okay, but then like Okay, so what? A bunch of people like wrote up the law, right? Like a bunch of people like you and me literally sat down and wrote up the law and made up the law about the salary for the attorneys,
and
and
if
it
you
wasn't
don't
very
like
high,
it,
and
then
you know,
you
and you
can-
can't switch the
you
guy
can
out. And
vote
God didn't
for
make up the
somebody
rules.
Who you
Okay,
think
but,
would do better, or you could run for office. I guess.
because by the
or
time I
other
do
things.
that, then my friend's
But
gonna
you
be
can't
getting
just
stabbed
throw in
and
a
break in
lie
jail
about a murder
because he didn't get a fair trial.
I don't know what to tell you, Jeff. You can't just lie to the police. I don't know why. You just can't.
Okay. What if we were in Nazi Germany?
We're not in Nazi
Okay,
Germany.
we're not in Nazi Germany. We are not in Nazi Germany, but what if we were? Could you say I still have to tell the truth then?
It's not the same as Nazi Germany.
It's not the same in theory. But if you look at the statistics of who gets sent to prison and who gets sentenced
Oh,
to death
come
penalty.
on.
Okay, what do you mean, oh, come on?
If you think it's so unfair, then why are you telling me about it?
Okay, I'm not telling
Why
you about
are you
anything.
telling
I'm
me about
outlining a
it?
hypothetical situation for this thing I was gonna write, or try to write.
If there's a real suspicious resemblance to your friend and his brother, don't you think?
It's similar, but the details are all different. Like, see, I added the part about me knowing something about it. You know, the guy isn't really a security guard. Nobody was at the movies. You know, it's all different in the details.
What do you mean they weren't at the movies?
In my hypothetical thing, nobody was at the movies.
Oh. Because William and his brother were supposedly at the movies.
Yeah.
I thought you said he didn't tell you about it.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm confused. You thought who didn't tell me about what?
I thought you said William didn't tell you about it.
Well, okay, he didn't.
Then how did you know that he was at the movies?
Well, he told me that.
What?
He told me that. Okay, this is so stupid. I was just outlining a hypothetical situation for this thing that I was gonna. Okay, this is really stupid.
That's okay. Told you what?
Okay, he just told me that. He told me that he heard his brother was arrested for something that happened on this. I don't know that for this thing, and that it was really serious, and that he knows his brother's done a lot of fucked up things, and that he knows that he didn't do it because they were at the movies.
Then why did you tell me he didn't talk about it?
Well, that was it. What I just said. See, okay, I wouldn't really call that talking about it. I mean, he didn't really talk about it. He didn't really talk about it in great detail or in great length like I would or your partner would, because we're, you know, more long-winded and everything. But he did tell me what I told you just now,
Which is what?
which is that they were at the movies.
Okay, Jeff, if you know anything about this, you gotta tell me, and I mean right now.
But I don't, Don. Honestly, I don't. It's just that it's just, you know that thing where it seems like you're lying, and then somebody thinks that you're lying, and then you start to feel guilty like you are lying. See, it's just that.
Okay, Jeff, well, I don't believe you. So I'm gonna tell the detectives that I think you know something, and you can talk to them.
No, don't do that. You're just making me nervous. That's all.
Hey, they're releasing this kid tomorrow morning, and if he had anything to do with murdering that nurse, that's gonna be on your conscience. And if I can tell you're lying, those detectives are gonna rip you to fucking pieces, okay?
But I don't know anything. Honestly, I don't.
Hey, do you want to come see what they did to that lady? Do you
No.
want to come down to the station and look at the pictures?
No,
Read your paper. It's on page 12.
I don't need to read it, because I already read it.
Hey, nobody's gonna blame him for trying to protect his brother, but do you really want to help someone get away with murder, Jeff? Like, I mean, a real murder.
But I'm not.
Do you?
No, but I'm not.
Then just tell the truth. That's all you gotta do. Just truthfully, just tell me what he said.
I don't know anything.
Hey, I know you don't want to be going against your friend, and I know that he's your boss. But that woman had friends too. She had 3 little kids. Now, why is your friend and his brother more important than them? And I want to tell you that we could do our best to keep you out of it. Whatever you tell me, I can take it right to the detectives, and they can use it as background information. You understand? They're still gonna have to substantiate it, but you know.
You just said that they were ready to hang him.
Okay, I know I said that, but they still gotta place him at the hospital. And Jeff, If he wasn't at the movies, then he probably did fucking do it, okay? And all I'm saying is you gotta say whatever you know regardless. That's just basic. But if we can place them at the hospital, there's a really good chance we can keep you totally in the background. I mean, I probably couldn't promise it, but you have my word, we could definitely try. Hey, I really believed you when you said all that stuff about wanting to do something. Don't you think those ladies' kids deserve for you to tell the truth? You want to make a contribution? Here's your big chance.
Well, I don't think that they were at the movies.
Okay? Why not?
Because he told me so.
Okay, just tell me exactly what he said.
He said he heard his brother was arrested
From who?
from his brother's girlfriend.
Did she say he did it?
No, definitely not.
Are you sure?
Yes, definitely.
But he definitely wasn't at the movies.
Not with his brother, no.
And when did this take place?
Last night.
Okay,
The conversation took place last night.
okay, I understand.
What are you smiling about?
Oh, nothing, I'm not.
And then he came in here and he told me that he talked to his brother's lawyer and that the lawyer was such a bum that he didn't know what to do, and so that's why he told the cops or the detectives or whatever that they were at the movies.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna tell the detectives what you said, and as soon as they get to work, and I'm gonna...
Oh, hey, Will.
Jeff,
How you doing?
all right?
You guys talking about?
Ding.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing too serious, Bill. I'm just doing some police work. You can go back upstairs.
What police work?
Oh, it turns out while you've been upstairs with Jim, your buddy William here has been lying his ass off to the entire police department.
Okay, hold on a second.
And getting away with it because of you.
Excuse me?
Whoa, okay, wait a minute. First of all, calm down.
No,
What
you
is she
calm
talking
down.
about? Second of all, just a second, Willie.
I don't have to calm down
Second of all, what makes you say that?
because that's what he told Jeff.
That's just great. Yeah, thanks a lot.
And you just made a tremendous jerk out of yourself to all your buddies on the detective squad
That's
and
what
the
he told
DA's
Jeff?
office. And tomorrow morning, I am personally going to the ADA myself to tell him what a
Okay,
moron you
okay.
are for sticking your nose in where it doesn't
Calm
belong and
down.
practically getting the entire case thrown out. So then everyone at the precinct is gonna know what a lousy, stupid, dishonest fucking cheat you are. So you tell him whatever you want in my hearing, you motherfucking piece of shit. Because after tomorrow, nobody's gonna believe a word you say about me for the rest of your fucking life!
Hey! What is she talking about, Jeff? Somebody want to tell me what she's talking about? Huh? Hey, where do you think you're going? Hey! The fuck? Hey! What the hell is going on?
Blackout. And lights up.
Hello, Jeff.
Stay away from me.
I'll take it easy. I'm not gonna hurt you. You seen William?
No, he's not in yet.
He hasn't come by yet?
No, he'd normally be here by now.
All right, I guess I'll wait.
Those are for me. I don't want them.
Oh, don't push me, Jeff. You wanna know what they did to me this afternoon?
Sure.
Because of you and your little girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
They bumped me off the list to get my gold shield. 7 years I've been waiting to get on that list. And now I gotta wait another year, at least. Maybe 2. Maybe more, if I can get back on it. Maybe never. And that's a loss for the community. Alright, it's a personal loss for me, but it's a primary loss for the community. And I don't mind saying that. All because that fucking bitch doesn't know what it means to behave like an actual professional.
Yeah. Oh, I'm real sorry to hear all that.
You wanna know what else she did?
No.
She made an enemy out of every uniformed cop in the city. Yeah. She's ostracized in the department as of now, forever. Yeah, because maybe the brass will get on my ass for making a little mistake, but the other guys, they couldn't give 2 shits about that. All they care about is backing people up, sticking to your man, and not selling him out to the ADA because you think he's cheating on his wife with somebody else besides you. And okay, I got a little overzealous. And I put my 2 cents in when nobody's asking for it. But is that some kind of crime? Huh? I only do it because I care. And yeah, I know it sounds corny, but I do. I do care. Cared about William. Huh? And look what happened. You know, all he had to do was tell me to mind my business or anything like that, and I would have stayed out of it. But no. He had to go and abuse my confidence. And along with the help of my partner, the Sloot, make me look like an asshole in front of the whole goddamn division and every muckety-muck whose ass I've been kissing for the last 7 years. I can't believe it. I just can't believe the sense of betrayal. I can't.
Wait, what happened to William?
Oh, what happened to William? He won't recant. That's what happened to William. His brother still says he wasn't there. And you know, personally, I believe him.
So,
And they're gonna charge all 3 of them.
so
And it's all thanks to you, Jeff.
yeah, so now I gotta testify?
Oh, you're gonna testify. He's gonna testify. Everybody's gonna testify. There's gonna be a lot of testifying going on.
I never said I could testify. I said I would make a statement.
Well, they don't really give you a choice now, do they? It's called the law. You know, the law. It has rules, right and wrong. You're not allowed to break it.
Yeah, the detective said that they thought he would recant.
No, I guess detectives don't know everything, do they? And I'll tell you another thing, Jeff. I got a whole lot more respect for what he's doing than I do for you. Because where I come from, you stick up for your friends. You don't sell them out for a piece of ass.
Oh, a piece of ass.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure you had the highest, noblest of motives. I shouldn't have said that.
I didn't do anything for a piece of ass. In fact, I didn't even get a piece of ass.
You know what I think?
No.
I think the both of you are a
Look,
couple of
I
fucking
don't
rats.
care what you think.
Oh, good for you. Now what time is he coming by?
I don't know. Maybe he's not coming in.
Well, I can't wait around all night. I got important police duties to perform. I'll be upstairs.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, Bill. I don't think she's home.
Who's not home?
Mrs. Heinhold,
What do you mean she's not home?
I think she's gone for the weekend is all.
Oh, yeah? What makes you say that?
Oh, because about an hour ago, she got in the big car with some guy and told me to have a nice weekend.
What do you mean, some guy? What do he look like?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like to talk about the tenant's personal business. Okay, take it easy. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at him.
Was he an older guy? He was an older guy.
Could be Bill. I didn't notice.
Okay. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, it's no big deal. All right. Always be honest with yourself, Jeff. It's the only way. Hey, William. I've been been looking for you.
Hello, Bill.
Been looking for you.
Is this an official police inquiry?
Oh, do me a favor, huh?
Is this an official police inquiry?
No, but I appreciate the arrogance, alright? But when your brother goes to jail for that horrible thing he did, maybe you'll think about taking it down a notch or two, alright? Maybe that's all I gotta say. Oh, and by the way, your boy's in there sleeping on the job.
Jeff, have you been sleeping on the job?
No.
You're fired. Now go get your stuff and get out.
I'm sorry. I guess you don't want to hear what happened then.
I don't care, Jeff.
Okay, but I'd still like to tell you what happened. It's just.
Go home, Jeff.
But don't you want to at least hear what happened?
I don't want to hear about it, Jeff. Okay, I just want you to get your stuff and get out.
Okay, but please just.
I said get out, Jeff!
All right. Please don't fire me. I don't want to live with my brother anymore. I just put a deposit on an apartment today. Please don't fire me. Look, I didn't just lightly tell that lady cop, and what you told me, and I know that you think I'm a frivolous person, and I didn't just lightly tell her. No matter what you think of me, it's just that, you know, and I know what you're saying about the lawyer, and it's a very serious thing.
I don't. If you want to tell that little cop, if you want to sit here and tell everybody about everybody else's business because you have no fucking life of your own, that's your business. Okay, but I don't want to hear about it.
I don't think that that's what I was doing. I've thought about it, and I thought about it, and I don't think that that's what I was doing. See, what I was doing is I tried to do what I thought you would have done if it wasn't your brother.
I wouldn't have done it behind my back.
That's just the way it turned out. But if you're firing me because you think I've been sleeping on the job, then I think you should tell me why you would think that. And if it has nothing to do with how I do my job, then I don't think that you should be firing me.
Well, just somebody said they saw you asleep. Is that true?
No.
It's not?
No.
Pick up your badge.
Pick
I
up
said
my-
pick up your badge. Okay, I never should have confided in you in the first place, so pick up your badge.
I'd still like to tell you what happened, but thank you.
Well, I'm not gonna fire you for something I didn't see you do. Because I don't believe in that. Okay, I don't believe in that. And not you, or my brother, or these cops are ever gonna make me into the kind of person who believes in that. Now I want you to pin that badge back on your shirt. Sit down behind this desk and try to do your job. And I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go back on my rounds. I have a lot of phone calls to make tomorrow.
Well, I just want to say that I admire you.
You admire me?
Yes.
Hello. I was waiting across the street. I wasn't sure if you'd be on.
I'm on.
Yeah, I see that. Well, I just just came by because I wanted to apologize for the way I handled everything last night. I didn't mean to sacrifice your
But are you
confidence
gonna
in-
be able to patch things up okay with Bill? Because I kind of been concerned about that.
Jeff, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, but are things gonna be okay between you two? Because I kind of really been thinking about it all day.
I came here to apologize. If you're gonna sit there and be an asshole about it, why don't we just forget about the whole thing?
Oh, that is a first-rate apology. I gotta hand it
What
to
do you want me to say?
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to get
Hey,
out of
I
here.
didn't come out of this
You
school
are
either.
nothing
I want
but
you to know
trouble.
that my career is probably over.
Yeah? Good. Because you're a fucking menace and you ought to be stopped.
Well, you're all gonna get your wish, so you can all just relax. Well, you obviously don't want to talk to me right now,
Right.
so I'll just see you later.
Okay.
Well, they're changing my tour, so I probably won't see you around too much. They're putting me on days for a little while, which should be easier. Except no one will work with me. Everyone's supposedly out to get me now. I don't care. I didn't join the police force to make friends.
Judging by the way you've been handling yourself, that's probably just as well.
I don't care if people like me, Jeff. I'm not doing this for my own amusement. Jeff, I'm really sorry.
Let's just forget him.
Okay. Thank you. Hey, did you get a date to your friend's wedding yet?
No?
When is it? Saturday? Because I'm still available. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to bring someone who didn't know any of your friends, you know,
Yeah.
all would be there.
Yeah, you wouldn't really know anybody.
Yeah, no. That's true. So, what are you gonna do now? You gonna stick it out, or what are you gonna do?
I don't know. You know, I was kind of hoping this whole situation with William would have encouraged me to rise to greater heights, you know?
What, like the whole advertising thing?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I try to think what my old man would have done if he was in this situation. And so I thought about it today, and I thought, if he was me, he would have gone right up to William, and he would have said, I'm giving you 24 hours to go to the cops and tell them the truth, and then I'm going to. And that would have been it. Bam. But then I thought, yeah, but if it was like one of his own who was in trouble, like one of his Navy buddies or whatever, he would have walked right into those cops and lied his ass off. I don't want to be one of those pathetic guys in lobbies that's always telling you about some big thing that you know goddamn well they're never gonna do. See, I'd rather just be in the lobby and just, you know, be in the lobby. I mean, to tell you the truth, I feel like I was worn out from the minute I was born.
But you shouldn't say that about yourself. I think you got a lot of potential. I think you're a great person. I don't know, Jeff. How are we supposed to know if we're right and everybody else is wrong, or if we're just wrecking our own chances?